Hey everybody, it is March 9th and the coin we're looking at right here is XEM on Bittrex, and this is the 4-hour chart. Now if you know my previous trading style, I like to do a fib retracement from this low right here to this high, but when I did this for this particular coin, it broke down below that level, below that 786 level. So I had to take a different approach with this coin because each coin trades a little bit differently. So what I did here is I looked at the previous base, which is around this level, and as you can see, it looks like the base is forming right here because it bounced twice off of it and we're getting a pump from that position. So to me, that's signifying we want to go up from here. Now because I didn't get good fib retracement numbers, I'm not going to trade based on the 50 because that could be risky in this situation. Seeing as though last month we had a really bad month, almost every single coin was in the red, and I believe all of us got hit hard with our cryptocurrency portfolio. So for this trade, I'm going to take a bit more conservative approach, and I'm going to trade this EMA right here. So here's where my target's going to be. I'm going to buy in right here, and I'm going to sell at this EMA. Now as you can see, this EMA is constantly moving, so the price never stays the same. So you might be wondering, how do I trade that if I don't know where it's going to be when that price gets to that level? Well, that's where a cryptocurrency trading bot comes into play. So basically, I have it set up like this. When I set an alert and that alert goes off in TradingView, I can set alerts in here. So when that alert goes off, I have it connected to a cryptocurrency trading bot so that it automatically buys and sells when that alert goes off. And this is great because you're not by your computer 24/7. And with this, it's kind of like you are. And me personally, I'm just semi-automating this bot because I tell it when to buy and sell. But you could also completely automate it. There's so many things you could do with this bot, it's just insane. There's a whole bunch of different strategies and techniques you could choose, and it will it could trade up to 50 to 100 times a day if you wanted it to. There's just a ton of different parameters you could set up. So if you'd like some more information about that, just click on the link in the description below where I did an in-depth review video on that cryptocurrency trading bot so you could see if it's something that you might be interested in. So for now, we're just going to let this ride. We're going to give it a few days and see if it reaches our target. So I'm going to buy in right here, and my target's going to be the red line. And as you can see, the red line's kind of going down, so I'll set my target around there. 32%, that's still significant compared to the stock markets and everywhere else. So I'll be happy if I get that. Alright guys, have a good morning. Hey everyone, it's the 15th. I'm here to do a quick update on my XEM trade. Now what I did for this particular trade is I set my target at this red EMA. So it looks like the target was reached right here. And just like I was saying, my cryptocurrency trading bot automatically sold it once this price hit this red EMA. So that netted me a nice 32% profit in 3 days, so I can't complain. I'm very happy with those numbers, even though it's not a super large amount. If you take a bunch of small wins, it adds up in the long run. Hey, good morning fellow traders. It is March 19th and the coin we're looking at right here is Icon on Binance, and this is the 4-hour chart. Now if you study coins in the past and you watch them just do these straight up runs and then you watched where they fell back to, it's almost always this green 786 line. And what this is a 78% retracement of this entire run right here. Now if you take a look here, it's been a pretty sharp decline all the way to the 786 line. And then once we got here, there was a pretty significant spike up, as you can see from the RSI right here. And if you take a look at the MACD, we're starting to transition into the buying volume, which is the light blue. So to me, there's multiple signals that are telling me that this coin is going to go up from here. Now because of how nice this chart is setting itself up, I'm actually going to invest a little bit more than I usually do per this coin. So because I'm risking more of my money, I don't want to take a big risk on where I want to set my targets. I want to be conservative in that sense. So I'm not sure if you heard, but a lot of professional traders talk about trading the 50 because that's usually a safe bet that the price is going to get back to that 50%. And what that means is 50% of this run right here that I'm highlighting, which would be this red line right here. So that is where I'm going to set my targets to. So I'm going to buy in right here, where it's at. I'm going to set my targets to the red line, just one tick under. Because remember, that's really important to do just in case the bears take over. And still, that's a very significant amount of profit. So if that happens, I'll be extremely happy. So now I'm just going to sit on the sidelines check back in a week or so and see how this goes. Hey, good morning everybody. It is March 24th and I'm here doing a follow-up on my icon trade. Now I have been just so happy these past few days because I pretty much rode a rocket ship here. As you can see, pretty much right when I bought in, it just went straight up. And if you remember what I said, I actually put more of my portfolio than I usually do into this trade. So I'm just extremely happy with the way this turned out right now. And it was actually a lot shorter than I thought it was going to take. Alright, as you can see, my target was reached in only 3 days. And I netted a nice 71% profit. It's amazing. Love crypto. Now if you take a look at this MACD, it does look like it's going to break down. We just transitioned it into the selling volume. And we're starting to see some pullback in the charts. So I'm glad my target was reached, and right now I'm sitting on the sidelines, looking for other opportunities, and I'm going to keep my eye out on this coin to see if I see another opportunity forming. Alright guys, have a good day. Hey, good evening everybody. It is March 16th, and the coin we're looking at right here is Binance coin, on Binance of course, and this is the 4-hour chart. Now I made a good profit on Binance a few months back if you look at some of my past videos, but I've been waiting on the sidelines, waiting to see a better opportunity to get back into Binance coin. Right now, the charts are forming a nice bullish pattern, and I think I'm going to get in right here. Now, if you're wondering where I came up with that idea, if you take a look, what I did was a fib retracement from the bottom to the top here, and then I waited to see where it bounced at. Now, if you know in my past videos, I like to trade on this green line, the 786. That's what a lot of coins bounce off of. So just like what happened before, it looks like we hit the green line and we bounced right off it. Maybe not right off it, it took some time, but we still had a nice bounce off of it right here. So to me, that signifies this is the bottom right here, and we're going to go up from this position. So let me go ahead and delete this so you can see a little bit better what I plan to do next. So now I say to myself, okay, well I'm going to get in right here, but where am I going to set my targets to? Because that's really important before you enter a trade. So what I did here was I used the Fibonacci extension to project out where I think some of these targets might hit. So I started at this low right here, then the top of the chart right here, and then this bottom right here. I just drug it out here because as you could see, the line moves. If I were to put it here, you couldn't see. So I pull it out a little bit. Okay. So picking one of these spots right here is based on your experience and how much risk you want to take. Now there's a very high likelihood it's going to get to this 100% because that is the length of this first wave right here. But if you look previously in some of my Binance coin trades, it got much higher than 100%. So what I'm going to actually do is set my target to the 127% level. So let's go ahead and chart it out. So I'm going to buy in right here. I'm going to set my level to 127%. And of course you always want to go one tick under, because trust me, a lot of other smart people are doing this exact same thing. So it might take some time. I'm going to draw it out. So there's my target, and I'm going to have a stop loss of 18%, meaning if it drops below this level, 18%, I automatically sell. So now time will tell. I'll check back in a couple days or a couple weeks, and we'll see how this goes. Hey, good morning everybody. It is March 27th, and I'm here to do an update on my Binance coin trade. So if you guys remember correctly, I set my target to the 127% level. And it looks like our target was met a lot sooner than I thought. So it was met right here. That's 43% in 8 days, which is a great gain right now because this month was rough. Not too many coins did well. If you made profit this month, then you're lucky. A lot of other people didn't. But if you learn technical analysis, then you're going to have a higher likelihood of winning. That's why it's important to take the time and learn how to use these different tools that TradingView offers. The Fibonacci extension and Fibonacci retracement are great tools. I recommend everyone to use them. Now, if you go on TradingView and you try to use the Fib extension or Fib retracement yourself, you're going to notice it's going to look a little bit different. And that's because mine are completely custom, and I've spent years actually tweaking this to try to find the best possible parameters. So I'm honestly not just going to give this to everyone away for free, because if too many people start to use it, then it's going to become less effective. But there is one way to get my custom indicators and even my trading signals in real time. So if you'd like some more information about that, just click on the link in the description below. Alright guys, I'm taking off. Have a good morning. Hello fellow traders. It is the 20th and the coin we're looking at right here is ZRX on Binance, and of course this is the 4-hour chart. Now after doing my normal Fibonacci retracement, I saw a nice bounce off the 786. This RSI is showing a lot of people are confident it's going to bounce off this level. Usually after such a steep decrease, there's always a steep increase. Just like how it happened over here. See how steep this was? So until we break that cycle and I see sideways trading, I'm going to believe that it's going to happen again right here. We're going to see another steep increase. So what I did here is I took the conservative approach and I'm trading the 50% Fibonacci, which is 50% of this level right here, the lowest to the highest. Now even though that's a conservative trade, the profits are still very high. 93% is the potential. Yep, I'm going to go right under the line, so 92%. So that's going to be my target. I'm going to set my stop loss to right here in case it breaks down below that. So now I'll check back in a few weeks and see how this goes. Hey guys, it's the 27th and I'm here doing an update on my ZRX trade. Now this is a perfect example why I set targets. If you take a look, our target was reached, but it was only a wick, meaning the price didn't stay there for very long. It didn't close that high. And as you can see, it started breaking down since then. See, we're breaking down. So if I didn't have that target set, we would have broke down to where we're at right now, and that, let's see how much. Look, that's 30-something% in just 8 hours, 4 hours. So that's a perfect example why you set targets. So with that being said, let's see what kind of profits we made. Remember, I do one tick under the line. So that's a pretty significant profit, 93% in 7 days. Now when I do a trade, I don't go all in, this is only a small percentage of my portfolio I put towards each trade. But taking wins like this definitely increases my portfolio quite a bit, and I'm happy that I'm getting this. Alright guys, have a good night.